Hello, my name is Scott Matson. This is a demonstration of an application I've created called Marketing Data Management System, or MDMS. What the MDMS system is, it's a full data processing solution for marketing programs. This system's made up of several modules. The first and maybe most important module is the data cleansing module. When I speak of data cleansing, I'm talking about data preparation, validation, and standardization. And that being said, we validate and standardize mailing addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers. We identify movers and forwarding addresses. We assign the forwarding addresses to people that move. We could do casing, upper, lower casing, all upper or don't touch the casing. We could do Geo Coding, which is assigning latitude, longitude, and that's used to calculate distance from stores, branches, events, whatever you need to calculate distance from. We also do deduplication, which is removing duplicates from your data, and foreign record identification, identifying foreigns. We also have the ability to do matching and suppression. You can either upload files or we can host files for you. Either way, if you have huge files that you're doing matching or suppression against, it's probably better to talk to us for a hosted solution so you don't have to upload the files every single time, because it could be time consuming if you have large files. But you can upload them and do suppressions. You could have a DNS file, upload a marketing file, DNS file, suppress it against each other. You could do it for response analysis. You could, again, upload a marketing file and a responder file and match it up and check your responses, how effective your marketing program was. We can also do data appends. Let's say you have a B2B prospects file and you have Axiom data that would have perhaps a number of employees and annual sales, more information, credit information. You want to match those two files up and append that information to your prospect file, so you could do your segmentation or scoring on the data, or even models based on that data. We also do some additional suppressions and flagging of records. We have the Vulgar suppression, which is pretty straightforward. What that does, that has actually saved our clients, if not just embarrassment, perhaps lawsuits, by identifying vulgar information in their data. Keyword suppression. What keywords are is something, we have a whole list of keywords. Two examples would be like deceased or do not mail, and we'll scan for this list of keywords and give you a report, and you can decide what to do, if you want to suppress them or keep them. The system does radius assignment. You can upload a location file, or again, we can host it for you, and this will assign the nearest location ID to your data. It'll include the location ID, the name, and the distance, and assign that to your data. We can also append multiple, like if you want the 4 closest, but or the 5 closest, or whatever locations to your lead, we can do that, but that's something you would have to come to us to do. It's not part of this tool. The tool has a campaign tracking ability and cell assignments. You would assign the cell to your campaign file and then come back later and do the matching with your responders. Then you'd be able to figure out your campaign effectiveness. There's a lot of reporting in the system, QC reporting, that I'll show you as we walk through this. I'm going to go through a very fast demo. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this demo. I'm going to skip over a lot of things, but it's just to give you an idea of some of the capabilities of the system. You can upload data to the system just by clicking the upload button, selecting a file, and you have these 5 different options. One option is this a mail file or a campaign file, essentially? Is this a matching file? Is it a suppression file? Is it a radius file? This would be maybe stores or anything you're calculating distance from. or a seed file. You want to seed your file for your campaign, you could do that. So I selected this file. I'm going to call this a mail file. I'm going to upload it. And here it comes up. It shows the first row of your file and allows you to map columns to the data. I happen to know these columns are mapped correctly, so I'm just going to say done. I'm going to pull up a file where the columns aren't matched correctly and show you what that does. I'm going to upload the file again. Now, all of the files that I'm going to upload are in different formats. They're in Excel 2003, Excel 2007, CSV, comma separated values, tabbed and limited. All different formats, all different columns. The columns aren't mapped, they're not the same. In order to come into our system, there's certain standard naming that has to be applied. One of the standard names is name 1. This is an address 2. This isn't required, but I'm going to map that to our system. We've got a delivery address 1. We've got a city. So all I'm doing is mapping what was assigned in this data that I uploaded to something that we can actually use in our system. This is zip, and country is another one that I'm going to map here. I'm going to go ahead and apply the changes. And what that did is it applied our names into this data so we can map it through our system. And I just say done, and it's uploaded. So I'm going to go through real quick. This one's an Excel 2003 file. I'm going to upload that. All these other files, the columns are mapped correctly, so I'm not going to spend any time fooling around with that. I'm just going to upload them all because I know they are mapped correctly. Okay, so I just uploaded 5 files in 5 different formats, and they all loaded up successfully. Now I'm going to come out here. I'm going to load a matching file. Come down here, I'll select it as matching, I'll say upload. Again, I have the opportunity to map the columns. I've got a second matching file here. I'm going to go ahead and upload that one. Just map that in. And I'm going to pull in a radius file, a location file, it could be a store file, whatever. Select the radius option, upload that. I'm going to upload a seeds file. And I'll click the seeds option and upload that. And done. And okay, in a few seconds here, we uploaded, what, 4, 8, 10 files, all different formats. These are the campaign files here. Here's 2 matching files. There's a radius file and a seeds file. All in a few minutes. It's loaded to our database right now. It's ready for processing. I'm going to change databases right now. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to walk through. Once we've loaded the data, this is the next step to prepare for processing. I'm going to go through this really fast. This is our initial load. This gets all of the 5 campaign files that I loaded. It's going to merge them together and get them ready for processing. This is a clean data option. This is proprietary to us. It does all kinds of things. One example that it'll do is it'll left-right trim data, remove extraneous spaces, things like that. Here's our address fixing module. Again, this is our code. This removes extraneous spaces. It'll append the apartment from address 2 into address 1 to kind of get the USPS wants as much as possible in one address line as it can. So it does a lot of address fixing. This identifies foreigns. Pretty straightforward what that is. This is repeating data. This, if name 1 and name 2 both said Bill Smith, it's going to clean that up. So your mailing's not going to come out looking funny with repeated data in it. Name 2 truncation. This is a client-specific option. We can create client-specific options. This application was built for a client that has problems with truncation in their name 2 field. We have CAS certification. There with lax link or without lax link. We do that for legal purposes. NCOA, we can either update the records or just flag the NCOA. Geo Coding, this is to assign latitude, longitude to our data. Casing, all upper or upper lower. This is scrubbing phone numbers. It's going to remove things like Well, it won't remove them. It'll flag. It'll say 5551212. It'll say that's invalid, or 9999. Also scrub out special characters and things like that. Try to get you a real nice clean phone number there. Email scrubbing will also identify invalid emails. It'll try to fix things like AOL.con, C-O-N. It'll fix it to AOL.com. So there's scrubbing and validation in that. Here's deduplication. We have all kinds of different tightnesses of deduplication that you can choose from. This is flagging the vulgar words we talked about, and also the no-mel keywords. Here is 2 hosted files for this client. We host a customer file for them, and we host a DNS file for them. So all they have to do is click that, and they can flag those records either for response analysis purposes or suppression purposes. This is for the uploaded matching files that I uploaded. You could either flag the records, or you could append the columns. Like I was saying, for a B2B file, you might want to append data, so you could do your scoring and segmentation. Here's your suppression files. You can flag them or you can remove them. Here's a radius file. If you want to do radius, click that. This will generate input reports right here. You check this. And this, you can decide what you want to suppress. You just kind of come through here and check things. And as you check these things will be suppressed. So here, either I suppress vulgar, I don't suppress vulgar. No-mel keywords would be the suppression, and then you hit submit. Your job runs. I'm going to take you over, show you some examples of input reports. This gives us counts by list. When you upload the data, we retain the original source list of all the data, so it helps you reference back. We look at blank fields. If there's blank city, state, zip, we show you that. Special characters in your data. There's some special characters. Here's the no-mel keywords I talked about. Here's some do not mail. I'm not going to go through all these. This is a dump, a state report. There's your vulgar report. Potential foreigns shows all your foreigns in any record that could potentially be a foreign. Sometimes it's hard for us to tell exactly if it's a foreign or not. So you could come here, you could actually fix the data and either make it a foreign or not a foreign if you wanted. This is what we identify as true foreigns. P.O. Box report, some other reports. This option allows you to go into your data and make manual changes if you wanted. I could bring up this record and I could make manual changes to it. I could do a suppression if I wanted to suppress it for any reason. I don't know. Record. I don't know what to say, but just some reason why it would be suppressed. Or if you update it, you could actually come here and you could choose one of our update reason codes. I'll just choose miscellaneous. Now, when I run this, because I put a suppression code in there, it would get suppressed. If I didn't want to suppress it, just leave it blank, obviously. So you can actually make changes to your data there on the fly as it's part of the input process. Cell numerics I'm not going to review now. Cell assignment is kind of an interesting thing. It allows you to assign cells to your final campaign file. You just come in here. I'm going to choose list. I'm going to add it. You can add anything that's in your data. Like I'm going to add country. I suppressed in this one. I suppressed all the foreign records, so there's nothing in country. But you can add any of this stuff and build this out, and it's showing me counts. Let me try to pick something where it's actually got some interesting. I think I have an address 2. One record with an address 2 when it makes sense for cell assignment, just to kind of show you. So it's breaking out by list, by country, by address 2 with the counts that are actually in the file, and you can actually select these things and you can go ahead and assign your cell codes, whatever cell codes you use. We usually use A, B, C, D, whatever, depending on how many cells you have. I'm going to make this one a C also. I don't know why. Okay, once that's done, you build your final mail file. This actually updates your cell codes, adds the seeds, and builds the final mail file. After that's done, you come over to your reporting section, and you've got a myriad of reports here. The waterfall report's kind of interesting. Our starting number was 36 records in my little demo example here. We suppressed 2 foreigns, 6 CAS errors, 8 duplicates, 2 customers, 5 DNS, so forth and so on. You can see the waterfall report of actually we ended up with 10 records. I did 1 manual suppression that I showed you there, the manual suppression. We've got cell reports, just a whole myriad of QC reports, population report. That's a good thing to look through to QC, find things. Address errors, these are just summary counts. These are actual dumps of the address errors that are in your data. We got state reports. I'm not going to go through all these. Address 2, sometimes important to look at. Sometimes you get a bunch of junk in address 2. Foreign fixes, because we do some fixing. Here's one off the top of my head. I don't know what A1 is, but it was some sort of a fix that we applied to that record. We track all fixes so you can review them, see if you want to keep those fixes or not. Down here we've got your matching reports. This is the original match file that I uploaded. There were 2 records in the match file, and on this example I did flag. So I flagged it with match codes here saying that those 2 records match by match file. Here's a matching report. It's a similar thing under the suppression file. Again, a suppression report. These are all records that got suppressed because of these were in the suppression file. And here's your radius. We can look at your original radius file. So I had, a store in San Rafael, a store in San Francisco, and I did a radius for my data. And here's my data. I'd appended all the stores and the distances here. So it's 3.4 miles is the distance from those stores. Here's a summary count that shows, the different stores, how many were 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, so forth, your counts, so you could look at, the distances on those things. Here's your final files. This is a final mail file that's ready for a letter shop. Nice clean file you can actually send to the letter shop, if you're doing a direct mail campaign. Or you could come here and this just downloads everything we have, all the data we append. We do certain things like we parse the name, so you get first, last broken out. We parse the address into different address pieces. We append a zip for delivery barcode, carrier route. We assign the lat lon here. We've got census tract information, FIPS, the county, the time zones, the MSA. It's marketing area, it's MSA, address type, distance, all the suppression flags that you might want to look at. So all that stuff is appended. You can download this full file, which probably wouldn't send to a letter shop, or the nice clean file down here. And if you notice here, these are seeds. Seeds we tag as group A. We don't make it obvious it's a seed, so it just looks like another list, but those are seeds that are appended to the data. That was a very quick demonstration of this application and the power of the application. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Here's my contact information. Just so you know, we also provide full marketing database services where we can build marketing database, response analysis. We do data warehousing, response reporting, OLAP. You can come to crmwiz.com and see some examples of our CRM capabilities if you want to go into CRM, or feel free to connect to me on LinkedIn. Thank you very much.